This community needs a leader that's going to actually be out and about in his community.
A major leadership change in North Charleston, and the question remains now what it means for the community. We want to thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Justin Kolar.
And I'm Samantha German. Former Chief Ron Camacho resigned this morning, not even after 2 years leading the department, and now a 30-year department veteran is stepping in. Live 5's Victoria Blair joins us in studio tonight. And Victoria, what can you tell us about Camacho's resignation? It was a surprise, and what this means for the future of North Charleston.
A single phone call this morning changed everything for the North Charleston Police Department. Mayor Reggie Burgess says he and former Chief Camacho's priorities no longer align and that the city needs a leader more invested in the community.
The city of North Charleston and this police department, when we are wrong, we admit that we're wrong, and we try to build ourselves to get better.
Chief Ron Camacho was sworn in December 2024. With a commitment to bring transparency to the department. But that chapter has come to a close, and it all came down to one word: community.
I want us to get back to those days where we were more involved in the community, involved with the youth, involved with the seniors, just being out and about. And that's what I'm looking for.
To answer that call, Assistant Chief Scott Perry will now serve as acting chief, bringing more than 3 decades of service within the department.
It has to be inclusive for everybody, and we have to have like-minded leaders who are willing to do what other leaders are not willing to do. And this man has proven to me at his level that he's willing to go and do the things that some leaders just simply won't do.
One night sticks with Burgess on why Perry is the right man to lead the department. Back in December 2025, when 4-year-old Mercy Watson was shot in the head and killed in a drive-by shooting. What followed this tragedy, Burgess said, was a testament to his dedication to serving the community.
I saw this assistant chief going down to the hospital with this child. Before the family went. Then after he left there, he went straight to City Hall to figure out who shot this child.
Perry says regardless of working for Kamacho, he hopes the community can trust him within this new leadership role.
Despite this being a big change for our department, our commitment to the community and to each other has not changed. We're going to continue to serve with professionalism, integrity, and make people feel safe.
Mayor Burgess acknowledges the department has seen repeated leadership changes over the years, but will continue to strive to serve the community as best as possible.
The experience that we gathered in this community, we're not going to leave this community until we fulfill our duties and responsibilities.
Now, before Camacho's resignation, Perry did file for retirement in December. Mayor Burgess says there will not be a national search for a new chief. Moving forward, Perry will serve as acting chief, taking on all responsibilities. It is unclear if Perry will go through with his retirement or take on this chief position permanently.
In Victoria, just minutes after learning about Camacho's resignation, Live 5 obtained a series of HR complaints against the now former chief.
Now, Victoria, can you tell us what they allege and what came out of the investigations into them?
3 members of the police department filed the complaints against Kamacho, with the earliest dating back to August of last year. 2 female employees, 1 captain and 1 associate chief, alleged that Kamacho and Deputy Cochler discriminated against him based on gender and age. In multiple allegations, the women claimed their male colleagues left them out of conversations and excluded them from opportunities. After investigations into these complaints, no evidence of discrimination were found, but investigators did bring up concerns about Camacho's comments regarding age. They recommended the city's executive staff further evaluate Camacho's performance. A male officer made a 3rd complaint. He alleged Kamacho created a hostile work environment and tried to retaliate against him after he supported the previous HR investigations. Investigators concluded that Camacho did not retaliate or create a hostile work environment. At today's news conference, Mayor Burgess stated that Camacho's resignation was not tied to these complaints.
As far as I'm concerned, they were given an opportunity to actually place that complaint. And I support anybody that thinks that they're mistreated, that they should have the right to actually file any complaint.
For more details about each complaint allegations, go to live5news.com or find it on the Live 5 News app. Reporting in studio, Victoria Blair, Live 5 News.